Centralia, Pennsylvania, once a bustling community, now a haunting echo of its past. A town shrouded in silence. The streets, once alive with activity, now lie eerily still. Cracked sidewalks meander through empty streets, leading to nowhere. The infrastructure decays, a testament to the relentless march of time. Houses stand abandoned, windows like vacant eyes staring into the void. These homes, once filled with joy and life, now stand as empty shells. An eerie stillness pervades the air, broken only by the whisper of wind through tall weeds. Nature slowly reclaims what was once hers. This is not your typical ghost town. Centralia's story is one of both human ambition and natural disaster. Beneath the surface, a fire burns, an underground inferno that has raged for decades, defying all efforts to extinguish it. Centralia wasn't always like this. It was once a place of hope and prosperity. It was once a thriving coal mining town. The mines provided jobs, and the town flourished on the back of this industry. Hard-working miners supported their families. Their labor was the lifeblood of Centralia. Children played in the streets, their laughter echoing through the town. It was a place where families built their futures. Life had a rhythm as steady as the thump of pickaxes against coal. The community was close-knit, bound by shared experiences and hard work. But that was before the fire. A fire that ignited in the minds and spread uncontrollably. Before Centralia became a ghost town, now it stands as a stark reminder of nature's power and the fragility of human endeavors. Beneath Centralia lay a maze of mining tunnels stretching for miles. These tunnels were a testament to the town's reliance on coal. For generations, this precious resource was mined. It powered their homes and sustained their lives. Yet the coal concealed a hidden peril, a peril that would spark a slow-burning catastrophe. Coal seam fires are not a new phenomenon. They ignite when coal catches fire underground. These fires can smolder for decades, even centuries. Extinguishing them is notoriously challenging. They often ignite spontaneously. But in Centralia's case, it was human activity that set the disaster in motion. May 1962. The town was gearing up for Memorial Day. Flags waved gently in the wind, but below the surface trouble was brewing. The town council decided to clean up the local dump. This dump was located in an old strip mine. It seemed like a harmless decision. They set the trash on fire, unaware of the impending disaster. The flames burned fiercely and quickly. The fire consumed the trash and then dug deeper. It reached an exposed coal seam. The fire infiltrated the network of abandoned mines beneath Centralia. It began its slow, relentless spread, unseen, unsuspected. Initially, the signs of danger were subtle. Centralia appeared like any other small coal mining town. Life continued as usual, with children playing in the streets and neighbors chatting over fences. But beneath the surface, something ominous was unfolding. Smoke began to rise from the ground in patches, curling up from cracks in the earth. It was an unusual sight, but not alarming enough to cause immediate concern. People thought it was just another quirk of living in coal country. The smell of sulfur lingered in the air, a constant reminder of the coal mines that had sustained the town for generations. Residents dismissed these signs, attributing them to the usual mining activities. They had grown used to the occasional odd smell or smoke. They were accustomed to the sights and smells of coal country. The mines were the lifeblood of Centralia, providing jobs and a sense of identity. The community was tight-knit and everyone knew each other. Life was predictable and comfortable. They didn't grasp the magnitude of the problem. The signs were there, but they were easy to overlook. After all, the town had faced challenges before and had always come through. There was no reason to think this time would be any different. But as weeks turned into months, the signs became impossible to ignore. The smoke grew thicker, and the smell of sulfur became more pungent. People started to notice that their gardens were wilting and their pets were acting strangely. The ground grew warm to the touch, an eerie sensation that sent shivers down the spines of those who felt it. It was as if the earth itself was warning them of the danger lurking below. Sinkholes opened up, swallowing sections of road. Basements became unbearably hot, making it difficult for families to stay in their homes. The once stable ground was now a treacherous landscape, the air filled with noxious fumes, making it hard to breathe. The sky, once clear and blue, was now shrouded in a constant haze. The health of the residents began to suffer, with many experiencing respiratory issues. The town finally realized the terrifying truth. Community meetings were held, and worried faces filled the room. The gravity of the situation was sinking in, and the residents knew they had to act quickly. A fire was raging beneath their feet. It was a disaster that would change Centralia forever, turning it from a bustling town into a smouldering ghost town. The once vibrant community was now facing an uncertain and perilous future. The fire was unstoppable. Despite countless efforts by firefighters and experts, the blaze continued to burn beneath the surface, resisting all attempts to control it. Fueled by the rich coal seams, the underground fire spread with relentless intensity, impervious to water or fire retardants. Every effort to extinguish the blaze failed. The fire's ferocity and the complexity of the underground network made it a formidable foe. Heavy machinery and advanced techniques were deployed, but the fire continued to spread, consuming everything in its path. The fire spread relentlessly through the underground network. It moved through the coal seams with unstoppable force, creating a labyrinth of burning tunnels beneath the town. The heat and toxic gases released made the surface above increasingly hazardous. The situation grew increasingly dire. Homes became uninhabitable. The once thriving community of Centralia began to see its buildings abandoned as the fire's effects made living conditions unbearable. The air was thick with smoke, and the ground itself became unstable. The ground itself became treacherous. Cracks and fissures appeared, and sinkholes formed without warning. The very earth beneath Centralia was betraying its residents, making it clear that staying was no longer a safe option. Centralia faced a stark choice: stay and face the consequences, or abandon their homes. Town meetings were held, and the gravity of the situation was discussed at length. The community was torn between their attachment to their homes and the undeniable danger they faced. Reluctantly, the residents of Centralia chose to leave. It was a heart-wrenching decision, but the safety of their families had to come first. The sight of moving trucks and packed boxes became common as families prepared to leave behind their lives in Centralia. The government offered to buy their homes. Financial assistance was provided to help residents relocate, but no amount of money could compensate for the loss of their community and the memories tied to their homes. It was a painful decision, fraught with loss. The emotional toll was immense as residents packed up their belongings, knowing they would never return. The sense of loss was palpable as they said goodbye to the only home they had ever known. Families packed their belongings and said goodbye to the only home they had ever known. The community spirit that had once thrived in Centralia was now a memory, as families hugged each other goodbye and moved to new, uncertain futures. Centralia slowly transformed into a ghost town. The streets that were once filled with life and laughter were now empty and silent. The abandoned houses stood as a testament to the disaster that had befallen the town. The heart of the community ripped away. The places that had once been the center of community life, like the main street, the community center, and the school, were now deserted. Centralia was no longer the vibrant town it once was, but a haunting reminder of the fire that refused to die. Centralia today is a powerful testament to nature's might and the delicate balance of human existence. The silence in the town is almost palpable. Homes have either been torn down or left to rot. Only a few relics of its history remain: a church, a cemetery, and a solitary stretch of road. Visitors come to Centralia to see this eerie phenomenon for themselves. They tread on the cracked ground, feeling the warmth emanating from below. They observe the graffiti that decorates the deserted highway. It's an eerie and unforgettable sight. The underground fire continues to burn in Centralia. It's a perpetual reminder of the town's tragic destiny. Smoke still rises from the earth's cracks. The ground remains perilously hot in certain areas. Experts believe the fire could continue for another century or more. Centralia's story stands as a cautionary tale. It underscores the potential consequences of human actions on the environment. It compels us to face the enduring impact of our reliance on fossil fuels. Centralia is not an isolated case. Coal seam fires are a global issue, emitting harmful pollutants into the air. These fires endanger human health and exacerbate climate change. The damage they leave behind is profound, both physically and emotionally. Centralia's story is a powerful reminder of the need for environmental care. It urges us to pursue sustainable energy solutions and safeguard our planet for future generations. May the lessons from the ashes lead us to a brighter tomorrow. Pennsylvania's coal mining history is rich and storied. The state was a leading coal producer, powering industries and homes nationwide. The abundant coal seams provided employment and prosperity to many communities. Yet extracting this valuable resource came with significant risks. Centralia's story exemplifies the dangers inherent in coal mining. Reflecting on Pennsylvania's coal mining history, we must also consider the lessons learned and the need to transition to safer, sustainable energy sources. Centralia's tale starkly reminds us of the cost of progress. The town's abandonment echoes the lives of countless miners who worked beneath the earth, their existence intertwined with the coal that eventually consumed their home. This poignant history urges us to reflect on past choices and inspires a shift towards cleaner, renewable energy. Pennsylvania's coal mining legacy is a complex mix of prosperity and peril, innovation and oversight. It calls us to honor the sacrifices of those before us by ensuring a safer, greener future for the next generations. The echoes of the past may be haunting, but they also carry the wisdom needed to build a better tomorrow. Coal seam fires, such as the one in Centralia, have a profound environmental impact. These fires emit harmful pollutants into the air, contributing to both air pollution and climate change. The burning coal releases carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas that intensifies global warming. Beyond air quality issues, coal seam fires can cause ground subsidence, leading to the collapse of roads and buildings. The environmental damage from these fires is long-lasting and challenging to mitigate. Tackling coal seam fires requires a concerted effort to reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and invest in cleaner energy alternatives. As we reflect on Centralia's ongoing fire, we must also consider the broader implications. The smouldering remnants beneath the town are a stark reminder of the urgent need to transition to sustainable energy sources. Each day the fire burns, it highlights the delicate balance between human progress and environmental stewardship. The lessons from Centralia urge us to act swiftly and decisively, ensuring future generations inherit a cleaner, safer planet. The flame that still consumes Centralia is more than a local tragedy, it's a global call to action. The destiny of Centralia remains unclear. As the underground fire continues to smolder, efforts to reclaim and repurpose the land persist. Some envision transforming the area into a memorial or park to honor the history and resilience of its community. Others propose using the site for scientific research to study the long-term impacts of coal seam fires. Regardless of what lies ahead, Centralia stands as a stark reminder of the consequences of our actions and the need for environmental stewardship. Moving forward, we must learn from the past and strive for a more sustainable future. The smouldering remains of Centralia are more than just a story of a town lost to fire. They are a beacon, guiding us toward a better, more conscientious relationship with our planet. Centralia is not alone in its battle against coal seam fires. Across the globe, similar fires rage, posing environmental and health hazards. In nations such as China, India, and Australia, coal seam fires have persisted for decades, emitting toxic gases and forcing communities to relocate. These fires are notoriously hard to put out, demanding extensive resources and advanced technology. The widespread nature of coal seam fires underscores the necessity for global collaboration in tackling this problem. By pooling knowledge and resources, we can strive to mitigate the effects of these fires and prevent future outbreaks. Reflecting on Centralia's story, we must also consider the broader context, acknowledging that the issues faced by this small town are part of a global challenge. Through cooperation and innovation, we can envision a future where such fires are a thing of the past, ensuring a safer planet for future generations. Centralia's tale highlights the critical need to shift towards renewable energy. Unlike fossil fuels, renewable sources such as solar, wind, and hydroelectric power generate clean energy without harmful emissions or environmental hazards. Investing in renewables can cut our carbon footprint, enhance air quality, and create sustainable employment. As we move forward, prioritizing clean energy technologies is essential. This will help protect our planet and ensure a healthier, sustainable future for the next generations. Centralia's story is a stark reminder that our choices today will shape tomorrow's world. Let's make the right ones.